important thing to remember in evolution, whatever comes doesn't really go, it just gets added on top of and modified. Because like I said, too much effort has been put. So if you have your hormones in animals, the sex hormones, so testosterone and estrogen, that will be there in humans also. It will have the same effect. Your brainstem, your norepinephrine, your dopamine, your serotonin, all those things will be there having same effect. Nucleus accumbens, reward gambling, same effect. Nothing has changed. The only thing is that in human beings, we now have a developing, like we are still evolving. This is what I really want to stress. We are not evolved. It's still a process. We are in the middle of it. We are still talking about it, but it is still happening. And we are still closer to animals than an evolved species.
Evolved species, yeah.
It's not very far. Like this distance is not very far. We're still here. Right? But for whatever it's worth, humans now have a prefrontal cortex.
Yes.
And this is where all those things come in. So personality, calculation, thinking, all of those things.
Context is basically what makes
That's
us
human.
that much more human, right?
Yes.
Animal और हम में सिर्फ prefrontal cortex का ही फर्क है.
Correct.
Right?
So in every Bollywood movie, you can go replace that with animal. और तुम्हारे में फर्क क्या है? Prefrontal cortex.
That's pretty much correct. So this is how your prefrontal cortex, so your motivation, your personality, what you want, what actions you take, all of that can be either influenced by नीचे से ऊपर or ऊपर से नीचे. So if your prefrontal cortex isn't telling your limbic system what to do, your limbic system is perfectly happy telling you what to do. The point is कि decision होना चाहिए. तू बना या मैं बना. Correct? So this is where human beings start sort of diverging away from animals. Because now we get to have a choice. And this is very, very, very important because this is where everything matters. Because there is a temptation to just say that this is just, hey, this is just part of who we are. It's okay. ये सब hormones है, होता है. Men will be men. It is not like that because we are humans. If you are talking about animals, great, go on. But because we are humans and because we have a prefrontal cortex, which is capable of choice. If we were not capable of choice, that's a different thing. But because we're capable of choice, now we have to have that expectation that you will use it.
Yeah.
So this is where all what Abhi said initially, like, so human beings will apply context and control on top of everything that's been happening down below. And that is why in human beings, that entire perception of love is different. Because we can take that whole thing and change it into, different ways, like apply different context, apply this. So it has negative connotations and positive connotations, like the whole bias, the caste system, all of that is just negative connotations. We are applying a false context. कि इनके साथ शादी नहीं करना, इनके साथ कर सकते. Like these are all contexts that we have put. But so that is how human beings can control your the way your limbic system feels love.
Understood. Ooh.
Yeah, that got too deep, didn't it?
No, when you said context and control, I got the context. What control? Like I'm a little confused about what do you mean by control there?
So basically what it means is that this is a loop. It's not a one-way street. So your limbic system telling your frontal lobe what to do is not a one-way street. There is a loop. And every time you exercise that loop, the loop becomes stronger. But if you don't exercise that loop and you just keep doing what your limbic system tells you to do, which essentially means behave like an animal,
Yeah.
it will get more and more difficult for you to control that loop. So, like the basic concept is that you should expect that humans will behave like humans and not like.
We almost have to like train our limbic system. Like we have to like
Absolutely.
teach it and train it and.
Like a child.
Yeah, like a
Small
child.
baby
Like be like, no, you can't do that. You want more of that? No, you can't have more of that. You want to stalk
Actually-
it? No, you can't stalk that person. That true?
Unfortunately, the limbic system is the grown up because it has had like 1 billion years head start.
Okay.
Now it's
And-
grown up so much, it's become like a really old person.
Very boomer brain.
Boomer
I
ho
tell
gaya.
you, limbic system.
Yes.
Hashtag boomer brain.
Yes, that is a better way to put it. And
Okay.
we are the kids,
Who are
and
trying
we have to
speak
grow up.
Oh.
Ah,
तो हम तो बहुत ही शिशु अवस्था में हैं. हमारी अपनी जो समझ है, हमारी जो इमोशंस हैं, हमारी जो भावनाएं हैं, वो स्टोन एज में बनी हुई है. भावनाएं बनी हुई है आज से 2.5 लाख साल पहले, जब हम जंगल में रहते थे और हमारे पास कुछ नहीं था.
नियोकॉर्टेक्स भी नहीं था जब पूरा नियोकॉर्टेक्स भी नहीं था.
शायद पूरा नियोकॉर्टेक्स भी नहीं था. बिल्कुल ना पूरा नियोकॉर्टेक्स था हमारे पास. ना हमारे पास साधन थे खुराक लाने के, ना हमारे पास साधन थे मीटिंग पार्टनर्स ढूंढने के. प्रेम के भी साधन नहीं थे हमारे पास.
टेंडर भी नहीं था सर.
हाँ?
टेंडर भी नहीं था.
टेंडर भी नहीं था. हाँ? तो तब और पूरी इंसान की प्रजा थी 7,000 लोगों की शायद पृथ्वी पे. तब उस स्कैरसिटी में हमारी भावनाएं उत्पन्न हुई है. आज भी हम वही भावनाएं लेके चल रहे हैं.
So we have to gain control over that ancient system. I think now we should start changing the conversation to add that layer of context that this is what animals do.
correct.
To keep adding that line.
Of course.
If you say that this is what humans do, we are reinforcing the idea that it is okay to do that.
Correct.
That is what animals do. Correct.
This is what
So
an
every time you
unevolved brain does this.
yes. So
A
every
brain
time you
without
come
a
across that,
PFC. Correct.
You know what
Exactly.
you've done, Siddharth, is that's such a great way to
That's such a
actually
great
address
way, yeah.
these things. Because in like before this, we would have addressed saying these these animal instincts, so to speak, or this bare basic human life behavior. We are actually, we said us, but we have to look at it like that proverbial rat.
Yeah, when people say this is not natural, we have to be like, no, but we have to add our human filter.
So when you see
Exactly.
people behaving like animals, so to say, it's just undeveloped PFC. That's
Yeah.
what it is. मेरे को chat में undeveloped PFC रोज दिखते हैं.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
But say it.
So when we talk about evolution, it's not that everybody is evolving at the exact same rate.
Right.
So, and that is okay. That's absolutely fine. Everyone can take their time. But our expectation should be that people should evolve. If you don't expect it, they have no need to evolve. If they can get away with being animals is like very chill. तुमको कुछ काम नहीं करना है. Like your limbic system is doing all the work. But if you put a social expectation that you have a PFC, use it, then it will start changing in like 10
I
years,
love
50
this
years,
line.
whatever.
Please
So
use
much.
your prefrontal
Please
cortex.
use your
Line.